But I can be
It's
today.
Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And please welcome Wendy and Matt from Bourbon on the Banks. I had to reach to hit the button. That's why I started the show like this. Maybe I should do that all the time.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
That'll be a new drinking game.
It could be your new entry.
Yeah, it
Right.
could be.
Weigh in.
Could be. I
Unique,
like it.
differentiator.
I like it. So as you can see, not in our normal home base. We're actually in Frankfort, Kentucky.
We've been transported.
We've been transported. We're on the road. Of course, home of Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace Distillery is just, you can almost smell it. We're so close. We're downtown Frankfort. And we just got set up, so hold on. I was running wires and everything. It takes more than you realize to take the show on the road. We're not a carnival. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be talking to them about the Bourbon on the Banks Festival and also drinking through some whiskey that will be available there. This is the inaugural year of it. But before we start talking about it and trying different things, you all have provided something that we have never had before, which we love to do. And hello to everyone in the chat.
Thanks for joining us.
I see people coming in.
Shout out to Chris and Lil on the replay.
Oh, that's right. Shout out to Chris and Lil.
I remembered.
Our Australian friends on the replay. They're asleep. So everyone keep it down. They're asleep. They're going to watch the replay. This is Spirit of French Lick. Respect the grain, it says. It's a wheater. It's right there. It says the wheater. Straight bourbon whiskey. So what can you tell us about this?
And you've had this, right?
I have had it. I can tell you that I had spent a wonderful day with the master distiller, Alan Bishop, at French Lick Distillery just less than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And so Alan and his colleague over marketing, Jolie, gifted us with this bottle to uncork and to unveil. And for those of you, your listeners in your group that are, in your viewers, that are in the Lexington area on July 19th, Friday, July 19th, if they are members of the Lexington Bourbon Society, or that was a nice pop. That was
nice.
And
we always respect the pop.
Respect the pop.
respect the grain, respect the pop.
Yeah.
If you are going to be in the Lexington area Friday, July 19th, and you're a member of the Lexington Bourbon Society or have a friend that is, you want to join us because Alan is coming over from French Lick, Indiana to join us, and he will be pouring this product as well as several other spirits that they are producing. Which I was extremely pleased with. We actually did some live barrel pours. So literally he was drilling the top third of the barrel and then the bottom third, and I was taking the same Glencairn glass and literally catching the bourbon.
That's so fun.
It's coming out.
You gotta love it when you do
We've
that.
only done that once before,
Yeah.
and it's so fun.
Yeah.
You can actually view that on Instagram. If you go to our Bourbon on the Banks
Oh, cool. Okay.
Instagram feed, there is you doing that.
Yeah, me catching.
That's awesome.
He's up top drilling.
That is truly it does not get any fresher than that. It's
No.
literally straight from the barrel.
And Alan does the tastings. Alan does the tours. So we started at 9 o'clock in the morning and we were there until 4:30 in the afternoon. It truly was an amazing experience. Now, I think we got a little extra because of the festival.
Sure.
So anyone who wants a little extra, just let us personally know and we'll certainly work on that. But the tour, the experience, learning about bourbon, learning about bourbon in Indiana, learning about the limestone water specifically there. Alan grows 15 acres of corn, an antique or heritage corn that is in this product. He shared with us at the age of 15, very young, of course that wouldn't happen today. I know it wouldn't because of being responsible.
Right.
But he literally started experimenting with different grains and discovering what ended up being his career and his path forward in life. Isn't that exciting? How many people can say that?
Real quick, do you know a Justin from Planet Salon?
I do know Justin from
You got a hello.
Hi, Justin. Hello. So
In there.
Very good. So this is a 90 proof straight bourbon whiskey. As we said, it is the wheater. Anything else you can tell us about this age-wise or anything else?
It's a excuse me. It's a blend between a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. The 7-year-old is sourced, and the 2-year-old is their own distillate. So
Okay. So it says distilled in Indiana, that would be the 7-year, and Wyoming, that would be the 2-year, I would imagine. So probably
Is that right?
No,
No,
reverse.
it's
the other
I
way.
think.
It's
Reverse.
flipped.
So,
That's
no, Yeah,
interesting.
it's reverse. It's
Oh, okay.
and I love the transparency that
Well,
he has.
that, well, yeah, me too. And
Yeah.
that's what I get for assuming.
Yeah.
Right.
We all know what happens then. No,
So-
this is really light. It almost tastes like it's super delicate. I think that's like, we were talking about weeded bourbons earlier before we started, and I think that's something that it really has going for it, is that just like real easy, laid back, sipper.
A friend of
I like
ours.
the mouthfeel on it. It's creamy.
Yeah, it has the nose smells a little young to me, but it doesn't
But it
taste,
doesn't come across that way.
It doesn't taste young. It tastes a lot richer than the nose is giving off.
Yeah, I think you can pick up that 2-year-old blended in there on the nose, but it really doesn't come through on the taste at all.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really good.
Yeah, this is good.
It's
Matt
really
and I-
balanced.
Matt and I have a mutual friend by the name of Tony, and Tony was judging a spirits competition in Denver. And he judged, I believe, their Aquavit, and they knew for certain that it was a European product.
Oh, they thought it was, yeah.
And it won double gold. So everyone at Tony's table swore that that product was double gold. So after you judge a bourbon judging competition or spirits competition, you can actually go back and see what your surprises were. And so when he looked at that and saw it was from French Lick, Indiana, that's how the distillery of French Lick got on our radar.
Wow.
And when we reached out to them with the festival, we knew that they were up and coming, but a great product and a great product lineup, and someone that we would definitely want to watch as time goes by.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Very good.
So, what other distilleries are going to be? I know there's a lot. There's 40, right?
Yes, there are
40.
40 distilleries that we
distilleries.
represented in our own backyard. I want to talk for a second about our friends at Buffalo Trace, and the majority of the Sazerac family will be there. I'm looking at Matt for confirmation because he and I have been working extensively.
Sazerac will be well represented. Not only will you have Buffalo Trace products, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, but you're also going to get, from the A. Smith Bowman Distillery over in Virginia and Fredericksburg. So you'll be getting some of the Bowman brothers distillate, probably the Bowman brothers, and probably the John Bowman, the single barrel.
Yep.
I would imagine.
John J. Bowman.
But we're also going to get stuff from 1792 and Barton Distillery.
Sorry, we just got a super
Pause
chat.
real quick. Let's hear that bell. Carl
Well, I don't
says.
have anything in my
Oh,
glass.
he wants to test this bell.
Test the bell. Well, yeah. Cheers to you, Carl the Legend Ivy. I'll get something in my glass here.
Cheers.
Carl,
To,
Thank you.
cheers.
So-
I hope you're cheering with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he is.
Yeah, and we want to just say hey to the chat. We see a lot of our regulars in here. Jose's in here keeping it nutty, of course. Carl, I saw
All the moderators.
yeah, Joseph Brazo, Trevor, saw Todd earlier.
And you're going down that rabbit hole
Clifton,
again.
I know. Now I'm just
Now he
reading.
just names. Now he just reads names.
Ian, that bourbon guy.
Where'd you start?
Greer,
It's nice when you see so many friends.
and I'm getting up. So
And
that-
he's getting up.
So that means
that's
great.
a thing. Like when Chad gets up, everyone takes a drink.
So do we slide down?
Oh, okay. Take a drink. Okay, it's time for a
Juicy.
sip, Matt. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy 4th of July weekend,
Yeah, happy
friends.
4th.
I mean,
Yes.
it's so nice to have not only your viewers with us, but it is absolutely a stunning, beautiful day. And I know that this is a precursor to what it's going to be like August 23rd and 24th here in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Everyone has said, outdoor festival, how are you going to do that? And I said, I have taken care of the rain.
I know.
So it is no issue whatsoever. And even if it does, if you're getting a little wet on the outside, why shouldn't you be getting a little wet on the inside?
Right. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I hear you. That's what they make ponchos for.
But I just want to introduce myself. I'm Matt Geyer with Bourbon on the Banks, and this is Wendy Kobler. And we're just excited to be here. We really want to thank you all for
We're so
inviting us
happy to
on.
have you all. And this is a great table to drink at.
Oh, absolutely.
What a nice setup.
Yeah, thanks. For
Impromptu
for
bar.
having us.
Impromptu
They're
bar.
hosting us.
Yeah.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed the Weeder, but you are bringing out a classic and a favorite of mine.
Well, it's a little twist on a classic. Is it really hot? Is the mic really hot? Let me see. Check. Maybe.
Was that a little malty too? I mean, they're just.
It is. It's really interesting. I like it.
I do too.
And it has a nice long finish. It gives
Finish
you
is still
that little
going.
Kentucky hug. Yeah, I like that. I'm really interested in that. I'm gonna have to get me one.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to gift you with it.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Yes, I'm going to
Sure we
gift
did.
you with it.
Oh, look at that. Everyone's
Well,
just
well.
so nice to us all the time. I don't feel like
Isn't the
I
whiskey
can-
community
that's
great, though?
awesome.
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean-
So that is the best part about the
I was
community.
gifted from Alan and Jolie, and they would
Yeah.
love for me to share
Oh, that's so
the
nice.
experience that you're enjoying.
And that's
and
what whiskey's meant to be, shared.
That's right.
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
It's a shared experience.
Absolutely. So we've had some questions in the chat about what happened at the summer hours. This is a one-time only. Just because we're coming to Frankfurt, we didn't want to have, get out here late.
Can't keep them up late.
All that jazz. So
We got a festival to plan.
next week and for the rest of the summer, we're going to be back to those summer hours at 8 p.m. So no
Don't
worries.
you worry.
So this is actually a little twist on the old favorite. This is a pick. This is Spring 2018, selected by Total Wine. But other than that, it's the 94 proof Elijah Craig small batch.
Well, we're either
pour this
going to
for you.
celebrate or denounce the picker.
So, Drayman Kentucky was asking, can you still get tickets to the Bourbon on the Banks Festival?
Absolutely. Bourbononthebanks.org. You can't miss the ticket links everywhere.
Okay, great.
So, bourbononthebanks.org.
Awesome.
It is not too late. August 24th is the ticketed event.
Great.
So I just want to tell you guys,
Oh, yeah.
don't feel like you have to finish your pour. We brought plenty of Glencairns, so
Yeah.
if you need to push one to the side and get a new glass, hey, we're all about
All
it.
about it.
Aye.
So we have another super chat from Joseph Brazo.
Joseph,
Who else would it be
Yay.
but Joseph?
who else?
Cheer, cheer, cheer,
You
cheer.
get the bell.
So for me, this is for Carl,
He says, sharing and gifting makes life great. Well played.
and this is for Joseph.
All right, I have to admit, the picker at Total Wine did a great job.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So picks are hit or miss, and we like exploring them, but we like finding like that trusted resource. So it's always great when you can find that,
All right. Chris Blanford, I don't know if you've had anything that he has picked. He is the chief picker for Kroger. And
I'm sure
I
we
have purchased his picks at the Versailles Wine and Spirit Shop for Kroger. And I will tell you, his tastes must align with mine, but they have been spot on. I have enjoyed the things that he has picked. And
awesome.
I've got the chance to meet him here recently. Kroger is our premier food sponsor, but I had the opportunity to interact with Chris, and I will tell you, I shared that with him. I said, I like to think I'm special, unique, and different. Don't we all? And but I will tell you that was absolutely amazing. So cheers to this picker.
Cheers to this
and
picker.
cheers to your super chat.
Yep, and to the 145 people watching right now.
There's that rich oakiness that you get with Elijah Craig.
Yes, yes.
I love it.
I like how
Okay.
how it wraps my tongue.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
It's
know if
really
that's a
nice like
technical
that.
term or
It
not.
makes me miss
but-
Big Red.
There are
It
no
really
technical
does.
terms. You should hear
Come
what
on.
I say. I try to describe like what's happening like over the course of the palate
Yeah.
unfolding, and I'm like, it's a roller coaster.
No, we have some
We have some-
weird terminology that we like to use. So I want to start grilling you guys now
Sure.
about this
Oh.
Bourbon on the Banks, because I want to. What's one of those shows where they just it's like Hardball or something? I want to
Crossfire.
crossfire.
Whiskey
Crossfire.
Crossfire, man. This is
Plus-
Bourbon Crossfire.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, new segment, man.
Plus, I want to get a little Barbara Walters and make one of you cry. So that'd be great. But like in a good cry, like tell me about your childhood, and then you're like, no, not really. But
That's not that kind of show.
no, it's not, but it could be.
Tell you
No.
what, I'll have a Barbara Walters moment, a real candid, honest moment.
Okay.
Since you're playing Barbara and I'm your candidate here, I will tell you, just over a year ago, I can barely spell bourbon. When
Wow.
I moved to Kentucky, I learned about one of this amazing agricultural products that has really transformed the Commonwealth, in my opinion, transformed so many communities and families, and it's a true American product.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love it. I wish I had known sooner, but I got to the party as soon as I could.
No, that's fine. I mean,
Hey, better late than never,
we're
right?
still welcoming new members.
Unlike my friend Matt, he's been at the party for quite some time.
Well, he
I-
drinks the world.
I do drink the world. That's my handle on IG.
That's his
I
Instagram
drink. I
handle.
drink the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a wonderful agricultural product. You know, especially all of us who grew up around here. We've seen this incredible transformation over the last, people can argue the last 30, 40 years since the 80s. but it really accelerated in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you've seen these, for all intents and purposes, factories turn into these beautiful campuses. I mean, you look at what the old Crow distillery, it's now Glen Creek, is becoming. Castle and Key, I mean, under their leadership and the restoration project of that place. I mean, 2005, that was dilapidated and overgrown with weeds and wild trees.
Yeah.
And it's like the secret garden. You walk in there and it's, 19th century Victorian gardens and stuff. It's beautiful, people.
Yeah.
If you've
It
not
really
been
is.
there, put that on your list when you come to Frankfurt.
Definitely.
That also kind of just reminded me about the two warehouses at Jim Beam that
Yes.
burned down recently. So
Oh, the Crown Distillery.
I'll pour one out into my mouth
Yes.
for that.
And to the poor fishes in the Kentucky River, which is just out our window here.
And
Literally, the
to
Kentucky
our
River
friends and
is
neighbors
right there.
who have been impacted. Yeah.
Yeah, to them.
So I went to Castle and Key, and this, Jim Beam has 120 odd something warehouses across the state. So this one, the warehouses that burnt down weren't on the Claremont, Kentucky campus. They were elsewhere. They're actually just a literal stone's throw from Castle and Key. So we went to Castle and Key and flew a drone, and just right over these trees, there was the campus, and the fire was still going. It was just the alcohol that they were letting
They have
burn
to let
off.
it
Right.
out. Yeah.
So it wouldn't get into the water source. But you hate to see it, but just glad that no one was hurt. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm sure they were prepared, but it's kind of like the earthquakes that just struck in California. How are you ever prepared?
Right.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
You can do as much training, education,
Sure.
communication, and when it hits, you're still like, wow.
Right.
It's
So-
a miracle no one's been hurt. In all of our little,
We've had
last year
like
with the
a
collapse
little-
at 1792,
Yeah, a
the
little run of
Owensboro.
things.
There was just another bourbon.
I knew that
warehouse
there was
collapse,
something else.
right?
Yeah, we've had like a strike of 3 in the
Three
past year.
within a year, and nobody was hurt.
So it's got to be over, right? Because the rule of 3s.
Yes,
Absolutely.
It's gotta be
absolutely,
done now.
absolutely.
Sarah, I back
Cheers
you
to that.
Thank you.
100%.
Bad things come in
Back up,
3. It's
nothing in
over.
3.
Okay, I'm getting a little low. I'm just peering into the bottom
Okay,
of my
well
glass
we
here.
got plenty. Plus we have the bottles right here if you need a refill.
He said something about dumping.
Jack
I don't know.
says, I'm not sure what that equates to currency-wise. I have no clue how to donate. This is my first live show, so if it fails, I'm really sorry. Well, it didn't fail.
You
Now that's
donated.
out here. Thank you.
Yay,
Cheers to
Jack! And another pour to you.
549 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, pound.
Euro.
Is that right? No, it's pounds. I don't know.
We're just silly
I'm
Americans.
super cultured.
Yeah.
If you can't tell.
This
We're not
stuff's
well
the
traveled.
best. I mean, for about 10 years, Big Red was my only drink. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like
The
20,
Red 12H statement from
And
the old Elijah Craig.
I guess it was late 16 when it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Speaking of
but it was
age
synonymous with me with like football in the fall, tailgating, bonfires.
Sure.
You
You're
know.
really painting that picture.
Oh,
It
he's
is.
reminiscing.
Euros. It's
Yeah.
euros. Okay.
Euros.
Thank you, everyone who's smarter than Sarah and I. Where was I going? I don't guess I was going
Big
anywhere
red,
with that.
bonfires,
Ah,
reminiscent.
Right. If you want to still get the 12-year age statement, of course, you have to go with the barrel proof, Elijah Craig barrel proof, which is
Oh, sure.
Amazing,
So-
but also,
so-
3 times the
and
cost.
3 times the cost, but
But what
3
is
times
that?
not 3
What is
times
money?
the proof, but what's money when it's Elijah Craig barrel proof?
Well, it depends if your money is euros, pounds. I mean,
Right?
Or you can get the travel. You can get the travel retail version in Europe.
Oh,
So they do so.
nice.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get another bourbon here. And everyone else, I think we have more Glencairns.
We have plenty more
At some
Glencairns.
point, we're gonna have to just start rinsing them out. But
That's fine. I've been rinsing as we go. Here we go. Rinse
You know
a
what?
little.
I can rinse.
There we go.
what
Rinse
I
a
would
little.
like from both of you, and let's start with Matt, is your, let's call it 60 to 90 second elevator pitch, and we'll get more in depth as the episode goes on. But elevator pitch about what Bourbon on the Banks is and what you're looking most forward, what you're most forward looking to. Hey,
Nope.
Bourbon works at the festival.
Well-
Discuss.
I'm actually looking forward to all 3 days. I mean, each day offers something I think is really unique and exciting. We kick off the festival that evening with a dinner on the KSU campus there at the aquaculture farm,
Oh,
and it's going to be a dinner, invite-only dinner, but we're inviting over approximately 200 Japanese executives and management, we're inviting executive management and so forth from over 200 Japanese companies that are here in the central Kentucky area. And they've made incredible investments, in our community. Even on the spirits side, I mean, Kieran owns Four Roses, and
I think a lot of
Suntory
people
owns.
don't realize that.
I know they don't. And a lot of the transformations that have come about has been from Japanese money on those campuses. And so we wanted to hold a dinner, but there's other types of, obviously the auto industry and so forth. There's software companies.
Sure.
So there is a wide range of investment from Japanese companies here in central Kentucky, and we wanted to thank them. And so we're having that dinner event that night. It'll also have a really interesting component. We have a celebrity chef that's going to be doing the dinner, Josh Moore out of Louisville. Josh won as a CHOP winner.
Ooh, okay, you have my
January.
attention.
January.
I like chocolate.
He had this
Now you're talking about
incredibly
food.
hard basket, like sea urchins and all this weird stuff.
Sometimes they get baskets that I'm like,
Deadly,
I could do that.
Deadly creatures.
A deadly
Yes,
creature.
they were, those types
Stuff
of
that would
fish.
kill
Like if
you.
they're not prepared right, you're gonna die.
I would just be like, you know
Might
what?
taste
I'm
great, you're gonna die.
gonna surrender. I white flag this. I'm not gonna do it because I don't
So-
want to kill somebody.
In your basket is a supermarket clerk.
But
Go.
the event's going to highlight, that
Kentucky Proud
Kentucky
items.
Proud items. It's going to highlight also the Kentucky State University School of Agriculture. It's going to highlight their new distillation and fermentation program.
Oh, cool.
So,
Okay.
Which is gaining a lot of traction and a lot of interest. The fact that less than 1% of people working in the distilling industry, specifically bourbon industry, are minority. And we have created a program under the leadership of Dr. Kirk Pomper, the Dean of the School of Ag at Kentucky State University, that is going to train individuals. It's a certification program. So literally in 1 year, you can be trained and certified to work in the distilling industry.
Wow.
21 and up.
Right. Of course.
21 and up, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
But still, we want to mention the obvious. And being that Kentucky State University is a historically black college and university, but open to everyone.
Yeah.
You can come and do this too. I've had several people that are in the industry. I know that was
That
That was no
I
pop.
was like,
It's a
what was
little
that?
less
It was
of a
like
pop.
it sounded
Less
like
of
a
a pop.
kiss, like off in the distance.
It's like
Here we
somebody
go. Hold on, hold
who
on.
just discharged a 12-gauge shotgun and then you
Oh
come
no!
out.
that was
oh,
even worse.
Oh,
Well, the first one's always the best.
well, that's
Tiny
okay.
pop.
That's
Well,
all
it's a
right. We keep going.
375. But
But it's a nice little bottle.
But that college is just right down the street.
Yes,
It is.
We drove by it on the way here.
Yes, you did.
So I want you to paint me a picture of the festival.
Saturday, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, Saturday, or do you want to do Friday? The free
Well, we
Let's
can
do
do Friday.
Saturday.
Okay.
I just
Sat-
want you like the football and the tailgate and the bonfire and the Elijah Craig like that, but of the festival.
Saturday.
Okay,
of the festivals.
Saturday.
Either day,
name-
whatever you want to start with.
The
Commonwealths.
yeah.
So we will be at the Riverview Park and Ward Amphitheater for the Commonwealth's premier bourbon tasting awards and history festival. We have amazing educators that will be joining us. Fawn Weaver, who started the Uncle Nearest brand of whiskey by the African-American slave who trained Jack Daniel on how to make sour mash and whiskey.
A lot of people don't know that
Near
yet
spring.
either. We were just talking about that too. All the
Yeah.
stories coming up now.
So Fawn will be there speaking. Our friend and former college classmate, Michael Beach.
Yes, Mike
Oh,
Beach,
yeah.
bourbon historian.
Knows everything.
He does.
He literally
He's going to be doing some
Bless you.
Excuse me.
presentation for us.
Drink.
We'll also have. We're also going to have 40+ distilleries there. I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, you're going to be able to sample a lot of good stuff.
A lot of things
And-
that people have never tried are going to be available.
Like that.
The
French
The
Rick.
Weeder.
Yeah.
The Weeder.
Weeder.
We live right here. You've never tried it. I mean, like to think that we could come up to Frankfurt on that day and try that
I'm
and
thinking
other
about-
things we've never had.
I'm thinking about trying that out as a nickname. I am the Weeder. What do you think?
I would
like
say,
it.
Think it'll
okay,
stick?
I love a weeded bourbon, so watch
Sarah,
out.
your
Jack.
visual. Envision it like this: outdoors. You're gonna have the park-like walk on the riverfront here. You'll
Third
have
of a mile
You'll have
walking
these little.
track
You'll have these
on
little,
the Kentucky
You'll have
River.
these little chalet tents where you can walk in. You'll be able to taste the spirit of whatever that is in that tent. You'll also have stations that'll have food. We've got food vendors that are also going to be there handing out food samples. We'll also have some select vendors, but very much similar to what you all attended a few years ago. Like it wasn't Whiskey Lab, but was it Southern?
Oh, Southern Whiskey Society.
Yes,
Yeah.
very similar to that. You'll have stations. We'll also have some craft cocktail stations.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun.
Beer and wine.
Beer
I was
and
going to
wine.
ask,
We
is
have
it just bourbon for those
No,
podcasts?
it's a true spirits
Beer and
festival.
wine.
We also have different spirits.
Being female, I wanted women to be comfortable attending. I wanted women to be able to experience bourbon like I've learned about bourbon over the last year, but also to find some local craft breweries and also some local wineries and to have some experiences and to be able to share in that moment with their significant other, their partner, someone and their family. So it's truly all encompassing. We have 20 food vendors that will be present, everything from Bee's Bakery that will be handing out little bourbon cupcakes.
Oh, little cupcake.
Yes, cupcakes.
I
To
know.
You got
barbecue.
me.
You got me at bourbon.
To the hemp dog.
That's cool.
Steel City Pops is coming in, and
know
these
that.
samples are all included with your ticket price. So if you've never tried a Steel City Pop, if you've never tried the Weeder, or you haven't had the chance yet to try
Peerless's
Peerless's
bourbon.
new bourbon,
Yeah.
they're all
The
going to
new
be
bourbon.
there. The new bourbon, they will all be there.
Interesting.
I
So I
mean,
know, like,
what-
A lot of craft distilleries are going to be present.
yeah.
I was just gonna key the audience in. You said the bourbon. We're drinking the rye, but
Yes.
this is a Peerless Kentucky Straight rye whiskey. It's a single barrel. It's aged 3 years in wood, of course. Where
It
else would
is
it be aged?
nice.
It's 108.8 proof, and I have to tell you, we've had this little bottle for a while now, and we've been, I don't know,
Waiting
I don't know
for
why
the moment
I don't
to
know why
uncork
we've
it?
been saving it, but
That's good.
I'm impressed. People have always say like, yeah, Peerless, it's young, it's little. Let's be honest, a little expensive, but
It's rye.
Oh, yeah,
but
it's
also
spicy.
in the same breath,
Yeah.
people are like, but man, it's so worth it. Would I buy another one? Yes, and we're like, okay, but dang,
Yeah, this is really good.
I'm very impressed. It's very good. They're creating a great product.
So a lot of our viewers, back to what you were speaking about, have like significant others or friends or whatever they want to go to these festivals with, but then,
Introduce them.
right, so it's really tough to throw someone in the deep end and be like, here, let me pour you this Peerless rye that's 108
I know.
proof and see if you like it, like neat. No one's gonna do that. That's like saying, hey, it's the first time you've had sushi, let me give you some sashimi. No, you give them a California roll, right? Like
Philadelphia.
so
Start 'em out slow.
it's the same thing, right?
Those
Start them
crunchy
out slow.
rolls.
So
Cream
something
cheese
like
makes
that
everything
where
taste good.
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but something like that where there's beer and wine also, but you have the
Yes.
opportunity to
Yes.
have cocktails
It's
and
all included.
dip a toe in.
The food and drinks are all included
your
in the
ticket
ticket price, as well as the education component, as well as entertainment. So we are ending with a concert from 7:30 to 9:30.
Oh, nice.
And so the festival starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday, August 24th. It ends around 8:30, but Conch Republic, you know how people like to hang on and stay a little longer. So Conch Republic, which is the Jimmy Buffett reunion band, they play fun beach time type music. So summer, end of August, that's what you're going to want to hear anyway to be in the mood. Shorts and t-shirts. This is anti-formal, no formal. And the ticket is priced intentionally valued at $65 a ticket because we want that 25-year-old to 40-year-old market there. We want them to feel like they can afford it, and we want it to be all in. And then if that wasn't enough of an experience,
I was gonna say, but wait, there's more.
yeah, there's more.
is, but
If that
come-
wasn't enough of an experience, you can come actually below where we were talking today is the brand new Goodwood that will be opening up in mid-July. And also Bourbon on Main and the Frankfurt Bourbon Society will be hosting the official after party. So when you want to talk mixologist, Ariel Neal is coming into town from Chicago. She will be the official mixologist of the evening. She'll be doing some classes, some coursework, and she will be working the event as we expect everyone to join us and to participate at the official after party being hosted by Goodwood, Bourbon on Main, and the Frankfurt Bourbon Society, which we are at. I'm a member of the Frankfurt Bourbon Society, so I can say we are at 350 members. So
Wow.
very excited. We believe it's the largest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
What's wrong? You look puzzled.
No. I think we're dropping some frames. I think we're having a little bit of internet
And I
interference.
just wanna,
but we have a super chat here, so we want a couple super chats we want to identify real quick.
Oh, do we? I
Yes.
thought that was just that.
Ring
oh,
the
there we
bell.
go.
Ring the bell.
All right, so Jean
sip.
de la Cuisine, if I'm saying that right, slowly converting from a Scotch to a bourbon drinker thanks to this channel.
Oh,
keep up the good
wow.
work, guys. I mean, we're not. Thank you. It's not our mission statement to convert
Right, I'm
people
not the
from
only new
Scotch to
person.
bourbon, but welcome aboard and thank you. Cheers to you. And
I say drink it all.
He says drink the world.
That's right. That's
we
right.
also have Ian,
Ian.
that bourbon guy, who we're very familiar with, just shared Peerless with Perry and Dustin this weekend. Glad you're all enjoying it. I think he actually left us a little something.
They
Yeah,
sold
so
out in the first 24
thank
hours.
you for that.
Bell ring,
Cheers,
toast,
cheers to you.
new
Yes,
friends,
exactly.
enjoying bourbon.
Yeah.
Back to Goodwood, though, I want to point out that, not only are they going to be sponsoring our after party event, but they too will also be vendors.
They're pouring.
Their beer and their whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
So, and of course, the distillery is just right here below us, or will be.
Yeah.
Literally going to be downstairs.
Yes. So their
awesome.
bourbon, their beer, and they also make a variety of food, high-end food quality products. And they are going to be all three you will be able to sample at the festival.
There you go. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. I had a voicemail on my phone over the 4th of July weekend from a gentleman who makes bourbon flavored, and I believe other spirits as well, ice cream. So guess who's my first Monday morning call?
Right. That
I can't wait to call him back.
We love that.
Don't
That's awesome.
don't you want to hear from people who make spirits filled ice cream and a
Absolutely.
great American pastime?
Yes.
And what
as well?
else would be better in August?
Yes.
Spirits
That's
filled
right.
ice cream. All right, we got another
Oh my goodness!
super chat.
I just
from
want to finish my
Dawn.
bourbon or my whiskey, my rye.
You
So
just
finish
finished
your
it.
whiskey.
You
Yeah.
pre-toasted.
I know.
I don't know. Dawn says, fortunate to visit Frankfurt last December. Great people, great food, fantastic distillery tours. Surprised how hard it was to find bourbon in Hawaii, which he's from Hawaii. If you don't remember, Chad, he has ready access to Blanton's, E.H. Taylor, etc. Well, I'm about to come out there
Oh, no, I remember.
that would be a nice vacation, and I can fly back with some stuff that I want.
We call that
Absolutely.
showing up and
Yeah.
showing out.
Yeah.
You're doing both, our friend. Showing up and showing out. Be careful. It won't be a best kept secret for too much longer.
That's true. Yeah, we kind of feel bad because we love to share those little known secrets with people. Like, oh, this is something good that's new or whatever. But then I'm not saying it's because of us, but it will blow up for whatever reason. For example, Henry McKenna 10-year single
yes.
barrel,
Yes.
which was on the shelves readily for $28 2 years ago.
And we talked about it.
We talked about it all the time. We were
Yeah.
like, this is the sleeper bourbon.
It got
Yeah.
the San Francisco.
It got
Kiss
that
of
San
Death.
Francisco gold 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now
I'm
you
just-
can't find it at all.
No,
Right.
no, you can't find it.
100%
Cannot
gone.
find it.
Skippy Van Pub
Ooh,
says,
that's fun.
hello from Alberta, Canada.
Oh, I was just in Vancouver, Skippy.
She was
I was
literally
in
just
Seattle, and I drove up and spent a couple days in Vancouver drinking some, I will admit, incredible British Columbia wines. Also some amazing, American shout out here, some amazing wines from Oregon and Washington. It's a place where you go when they talk about they're serving local fare. You just want to be lined up for that local
Yeah.
fare. And that's no different than being in Frankfort, Kentucky, where they're serving local fare, lots of local
Right.
beverages. So within a 20-mile radius, we have 15 of the top bourbon distilleries.
Isn't
and
that
so it is just amazing. What a blessing every day to be here.
Seriously.
Another super chat. This time from our friend Teenty's Blues Corner, who also has a channel here on YouTube, which you can check out and subscribe to.
Go
he
jam
says,
out.
"Happy belated Independence Day. Cheers."
Cheers.
Cheers.
Super
To
chat,
you,
super
TNT
chat.
Blues Corner.
Oh, and Chad changed us up with drinks.
Man.
He did.
I was, my palate was prepared for the
expecting that
rye, and I will tell you that amazing Boone County distillery is a lovely transition.
I didn't catch the proof on
It
this
is yummy.
Now this is a pick. This is a lion share
106.
pick.
There you go.
This is yummy. I have had this prior. I enjoyed it as much then. I actually met the sales rep. He was pouring at an event. I had a great conversation
That's
with
good.
him.
That's
They
good.
are super pumped up and excited about being at Bourbon on the Banks at the end of August.
Yeah.
He and I were talking about what he's going to pour, what he's going to bring, and I will tell you, cheers to them. What a great product.
Now, I want to kind of address something just because this was a recent comment on a video. I don't remember which one it was. But someone said that they were basically calling sourced whiskey, which this is, and they are also upfront and apparent, transparent about it, which is applauded. That sourced whiskey is fake whiskey, and they wouldn't drink fake whiskey. All right, so
Let's break it down.
Let's break this down. Let's get real. Real talk. Someone's gonna cry. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
Barbara, go for it. Go
All
for
right,
it.
so one, we applaud transparency. I think that's universally any whiskey drinker be like, just let us know what's in the bottle, where it came from, the age, if you can, the mash bill, everything. More,
Credit
the
the
more,
people who helped you.
the better. Which, these folks do. This is MGP. But if this is sourced, if this is fake, wow, this tastes like some really awesome fake bourbon.
Right? No, it's not fake.
I know, but I'm saying if so facto, if it's fake.
Right.
And just so you know,
Come on.
MGP will be at the festival,
That's what I said.
so you can watch it. So on the back it says
I'll take a
"Made
bottle
by
of George
Ghost."
Remus.
Yeah.
I'll take some Ghost with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
MGP will be at the festival, and they're bringing 4 or 5 or 6 products. They're bringing an incredible
Oh, man.
lineup.
Yeah. So
Now, the
I'm totally
majority of
down for
our
that.
distilleries are coming from Kentucky,
Yeah.
the Commonwealth, the
Yeah.
majority.
Yeah.
But we've got some amazing distilleries coming from outside the state. From West Virginia, Hatfield and McCoy.
Hatfield McCoy.
From
Oh.
Vermont, Whistle Pig. From Indiana, French Lick that we've talked about, as well as
Yeah.
MGP.
Right.
From Tennessee, our friends at Uncle Nearest.
Yep.
Gosh, Matt, did I cover them all?
You did.
I think I hit everybody coming
that
from
down.
But
outside
I'd
of the state.
also like to shout out to the small craft distillers, especially those who've just been recently added to the small craft
Yes.
Yes.
distillery tours. But
Yeah.
we're going to have Dueling Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
They're new. They're new.
Casey
Had that.
Jones,
Casey Jones is going to be
Jones.
there.
Also haven't had that.
Blue,
distillery.
Bluegrass,
Bluegrass.
Hartfield and Co.
MB Rollins,
Second Sight.
Roland.
Second Sight.
They're-
Yes,
They have their bourbon.
I have wanted to go there. I heard it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be able to go there August 24th.
I can go
They're
all
going to
the
be right
places.
there.
Right?
So-
Neely.
Oh yes,
Really?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They're there.
Yeah.
Super excited about the Neely family.
So we have another super chat. This one's from Timothy Ton Estel. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Is Boone County worth the price? Love the channel. Keep up the great work.
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Cheers
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
Yes.
I can attest. Look.
Yes.
What's in this glass says yes.
I have
Simon Cowell. Yes.
Yes.
So
For our friends from Europe.
this is a pick, but we've had non-picks of Boone County,
Mm-hmm.
both the 10 and the 12 year of the 1833, which is, we should say this is the 1833 expression, by the way, that have been just phenomenal. So what I was kind of going with that little rant about source whiskey is there is an art, and ask any master blender. There is such an art in blending whiskey or aging
selecting.
and picking at the right time of the maturation process. It is an art along with master distillers. It's, I just can't say.
And I'm honestly though, I bet that there are.
So I told you I
products-
would be the one who cries.
I bet that there are products out there that someone loves who's like, I wouldn't drink sourced whiskey, and maybe due to transparency or just like not looking for the information, you don't know that it's sourced, and it is. Like, I don't know. It's good. If it's good, it's good.
Exactly.
If it's
Okay.
good, it's good.
I
Well, they-
just had salmon in Seattle.
Okay.
The color, the taste, the texture,
Where you go.
unbelievable. Okay. Am I going to stop eating salmon back in Kentucky? No.
I got you.
Right.
Just because I had Seattle salmon, wild caught, right there, I'm looking out at the water. I know exactly where it came from. I'm not going to stop eating an incredible piece of salmon in
Right.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
good
can
point.
say it's sourced.
Right?
We don't have. I've looked
true.
at that Kentucky
Just 'cause I
River.
didn't
I
catch
haven't,
it. Yeah.
I haven't seen
I
any
think those
salmon
are-
out there.
I really do. I just think those are silly arguments. If it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter where it was made.
And like, yeah, if that's how you feel, then that's fine. Just buy
I
whatever you
respect
want to
your
buy.
choice. That's why
Totally
we
fine.
live where we do.
The rest of us are going to enjoy this delicious Boone County.
There was one of those silly academic
Cheers.
arguments in the community 2 or 3 years ago. Its age statements started to disappear. And, granted, I like to see an age-dated, bourbon or an age-dated scotch, whatever
Sure.
I'm drinking. But I've had plenty of NAS dated, that is really delicious. I mean, the Elijah Craig, I love the big red. I love the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
But that right there, just the standards, what, an 8 to 12-year-old blend, it's still a delicious
It's
whiskey.
Oh, totally.
It's
Totally.
under $30. I don't know what it is out in the rest of the world, but here in Kentucky, it's under $30.
Oh, it's great.
And you can get a decent barrel pick for under 30.
I want to do
still.
one of those. That's on our bucket list.
We
to
want
do.
to.
It's
If we could.
Bourbonnight barrel pick of Elijah Craig.
You should.
I would love
Absolutely.
to.
For sure. Yeah. No, this is really good, and we've been to this distillery, and they're really nice people. And talk about transparency. On the back, they actually have the mash bill. So this is 75% corn, 21% rye. So it's a high rye, which we generally
I
gravitate
like.
towards, and 4% malted barley. Even the char level number 4, alligator char. So.
And it's strong.
Oh, it's delicious.
Wrong, 106.5.
I don't taste it that much.
That's
It
nice.
didn't-
So good.
Delicious.
Oh, I'm just saying because I feel.
So
But
delicious.
what we're doing today, going from a wheater to a rye to a bourbon with a little higher rye, going back and forth and moving amongst all of these, that's what you're going to be able to experience a bourbon on the bags.
There you go.
Literally
Because
what we're doing.
40 distilleries, we believe the most collaborative, most largest group represented of distilleries. And again, the majority of which from our own home state, but we're going to be able to introduce you to distilleries from other places.
That's cool. So it's like going on the trail without having to leave a spot, which is always nice.
And pay $20 every time you want to go on a tour.
Exactly.
I'm-
It's a $65 ticket. This is all in food, entertainment,
That's what I
education,
can't believe. The food's
and
included
beverages.
too.
Yeah,
Like
think
you
about-
get all
Food is
those
included.
tickets, and then like you can taste all that
Barbecue.
stuff.
If you've ever been to Whiskey Live, it's a $150 event just to do just the stations. Normally there is a meal included, so this is already half that price point. This is perfect. I mean,
And
it's
your
it's
food,
affordable.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
But it was
affordable.
intentional.
I'm
You know?
super excited.
And the
Yeah.
money raised, proceeds from the ticket sales, because this event has been fully sponsored. So Community Trust Bank is our title premier sponsor. Deloitte is our Thursday night dinner sponsor.
Kroger's our food sponsor.
Yeah, Kroger. Home 2 by Hilton is our premier hotel sponsor. And then we've got a plethora of other folks. So the event is fully paid for. Proceeds from the ticket sales are going to support scholarships at Kentucky State University.
See, that's what's cool.
That's-
Like you
that
already
is
have
cool.
the half price ticket,
I
you have
gotta
the
admit.
food included,
Yeah.
and then all the proceeds go.
I mean, the festival is basically a
That's pretty
501c nonprofit
Yes,
that's,
yes.
that's operating to help Kentucky State University.
Wow.
I don't know of other.
Make an impact,
Festivals
give for our
that do that.
cause,
To do that.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have a great afternoon.
And grow this ag program and grow the distillation and
Oh, yeah.
fermentation program.
Absolutely.
Yes, grow the ag program.
Future Distillers of America.
Right?
Absolutely.
Literally,
I like it.
support them. They
I like
will
it.
make the bourbon that you drink in 20 years.
Well, and then something that hit the front page of the Courier Journal, the largest paper in the Commonwealth, the Courier Journal. Last Sunday, there was an amazing article about what Dr. Erin Gillum is doing. She's a researcher at Kentucky State. She has just begun research into African Americans and their contributions to the bourbon distilling industry, specifically in Kentucky. And then today, I got a Google alert because I have Google Alert set for different things. And the Google Alert showed me that the AP ran with that story and it got picked up in the San Antonio, Texas paper. And so we're expecting it. But it's slavery, it's slaves, African Americans, their contributions to the distilling industry. It's an untold story. I recently just did an interview for another Louisville paper. And the interviewer asked me, he said, how are you going to get that information? Because, not a lot was recorded, very rare to find photos, etc. It's not like today where we record everything we're doing from,
Right.
our travel to food to what we're doing today.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of oral history. And so what we're hoping is those stories told throughout families and generations of families are going to come forward and they're going to say, I have this artifact because my aunt, my uncle, my cousin worked in the distilling industry. And this is what they recorded in their diary or their home notes or their family Bible about what it is that they were doing as this industry was in its infancy being built.
That's super cool.
That's very cool.
I mean, yeah, that's just like unrolling a whole new level to
Yeah.
everything that we
Well,
are already immersed in.
One of the things that we're very proud of is our partnering with the Fraser History Museum.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Fraser.
yes.
That Saturday morning, there'll be some special events taking place with the Bourbon
On
Knights group.
Friday night at the free community event,
Yes.
the Fraser History Museum will be present. They will also be present on Saturday. And the research that is being brought forward and the stories that we are just now uncovering, they have a huge table that tells the story in the Fraser History Museum, and you will be able to see going forward information about African Americans and their contributions to the industry.
That's really
That's
cool.
huge.
It is cool, and it's gonna live on in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Everything
yeah,
we
this
find.
is a name.
Oh,
That was a good one.
I'm
Oh,
that
sorry.
was-
Pop
that
moment,
made up
pop
for
moment.
the.
Yeah.
And
That
of course,
was-
yeah.
sad.
I mean, this
That's
is one of the things that we're very happy about. I mean,
You
the
know-
historical component.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's like bourbon is great because it's delicious, but bourbon is also great, and I think the reason people latch onto it is because of the
Have
story.
you rinsed the glass? You need to rinse the glass. He's
So
gonna rinse
being able to tell not new stories, but being able to tell stories that no one knew about, like, is it such a huge thing?
When Chad finishes pouring, I want to do a shout out and a toast to your listeners because they are following you, they're supporting you, they are excited about what you are doing and the difference that you're making in the industry. And so let's do a quick toast to them.
Okay. Well,
I think that's right.
That's so nice.
Any reason to drink, especially when it's to you guys.
Yeah, to you
Exactly.
guys.
We will
Swan's
gladly-
here now.
Hey, Swan. What's
thank
up?
you.
Hi, Swan.
Cheers.
Swan.
Hey,
Cheers.
Swan. Cheers.
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 Oh, hello. Ooh, that's nice.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Each of these have been so unique.
This is
like
lovely.
Now, I almost,
This
the
is lovely.
personality.
All right.
I almost thought it would
I'm leaning
be,
heavyweight.
Okay.
I'm thinking heavyweight.
Thinking heavyweight.
You educate me. Remember, I'm a year in.
I don't think this has the mash bill, but from what I
It's so
know
nice.
of New Riff, it is,
It is
a
lovely.
rye, I believe.
Oh, it is.
I believe
Okay.
so.
Immature
Is it
palate.
high rye?
Immature palate.
Well, I don't know if it's high rye, but it's a rye mash bill as opposed to wheat. I honestly thought this would be a little unfair going from a 12-year age stated, line.
You're not hurting anything.
He's so worried about the
my-
Don't worry
it's
about
my-
the table.
It's my
He keeps
OCD.
We have more napkins.
It's my OCD. A 12-year age stated lion's share pick of Boone County to a 4-year because New Riff is a new distillery.
Oh, new distillery.
But it
Beautiful
is
facility.
A single barrel. This was picked by the Party Source. What? Oh, my shirt. Yeah, I'm wearing a New
Across the
Riff.
street.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally,
exactly.
the party source, which is right next door, same parking lot.
And this is 113 proof.
Oh, yeah.
So I
This-
thought it would be going from a 12 to a 4-year. I thought, man, this isn't gonna be fair, but this holds up.
it does.
Oh, it
hold up.
does. It's
Yeah.
lovely. Great product.
Dang.
It's so
Great
smooth.
work
And
that they're doing with our
Dang.
friends at New Riff Distillery.
Jose has helped us out. Non-GMO grains at 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted
So
barley.
it is a high rye.
It is high rye. It is
Yeah.
high rye. It doesn't have.
Thank you, Jose.
It doesn't have the burn. Sometimes a heavy rye will have the burn. I did not, and maybe it's because my palate's a little bit more conditioned because we've been trying so many different varieties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your tongue's starting to
We
get
say
fried
our,
right
our
now.
tongues,
It's well
they're
conditioned.
woken up, and if not, getting a little tired at this point.
Yeah, but man,
I'm loving it.
I still.
I am loving it.
So this is a non-chill filtered, which is kind of a big thing these days. And we love what New Riff did. Talk about NDP non-producing distillers.
MGP.
It's-
MGP.
No, the
non-
in-
No,
in-
Non-distilling
Yeah.
Oh,
producers.
oh, oh.
Yeah, I've
Sorry.
had too much.
NDPs?
I've had too much to put abbreviations for things. To
acronyms.
talk about non-distilling producers, New Riff was
Sure,
one at a
okay.
time. They made OKI, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, while
Mm-hmm.
this stuff was aging. And then when this came to age, which they wanted to do a bottled and bond product, which is also a
Like-
thumbs up in our
Oh
book.
yeah,
A
absolutely.
for effort.
To wait the 4
Absolutely.
years and from one distilling season in a fairly bonded warehouse and
The
100
malted rye is
proof
really
and
Challenge,
all this
challenge,
and that.
challenge.
It's like the most regulated segment of bourbon. And then the OKI went away, and now it's New Riff.
So
I think
someone
that's
being
the
like,
way to do it.
oh, I won't drink OKI because I won't support someone who's trying to do the right thing and start up
Yeah.
literally by
But it's also really
blending-
good juice.
Right,
it's also really good juice.
By putting
You know
out
what?
OKI, which is delicious.
They
Right,
don't have
we'll
to
just-
have any. We'll just keep it to
We'll just
ourselves.
keep it.
Yeah.
We'll
Don't
just
don't
keep it.
buy.
You don't
don't
drink
buy.
it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Hey.
Don't get any. Please don't. Please
I don't think we're talking to this audience about that.
It's starting to really
Sure.
open up now, and it's got some
the
really
other-
It
Those
is,
of you
it
who
is,
are
it
is.
new to the replay, maybe you need
Got some great
little
caramel.
listen.
Oh yeah, it's just got such a unique nose.
I take
It's
a little
got,
bit
like-
of butterscotch.
I've really
Yeah,
been
definitely
liking
the butterscotch, like a light bright
That's what I'm getting, like
butterscotch.
a hard candy, like
Oh, totally a Werther's original.
This is just what was on my mind. A little bit of Werther's.
It tastes like it's from the pocketbook of a grandmother. It's like, would you like a Werther?
I know,
And,
I know.
you know,
But
the
I'll
little-
tell you, I'll
the
keep
heart
my
candy.
Werther's in the liquid form.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
I think it's less
It
calories.
is a nice color.
But I'm really liking what they're doing with their single barrels. I've had a
Well,
few of their picks and
I
their
don't know
single
if you
barrels.
guys ever talk about
they're so good.
the marketing and the branding behind it.
Oh, 100%. I'm
Look-
like, I always be like, but
look
Chad,
at-
did you ever think about what they're trying to do with this, blah, 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 marketing?
And I'm
Look
like,
at look at
"Shh,
the
I'm drinking."
message. Look at the message. Look, I'm looking at the building on the back. A new riff on an old tradition. I'm looking at this sticker that's
Yeah.
adhered to the side, the
Yeah.
bottom that's unique, the embossing. So they have a printing and an embossing
Right.
on the
Right.
bottle. There's a lot of thought that went into this. They
Totally.
when it took a look at. It's very
no one else does this.
No, the fade.
I would call it an
the fade.
ombre.
Okay,
A
ombre,
fade, yeah.
fade.
No, yeah, that faded.
A
Because when we
melt.
first saw it,
A
we only
melt.
saw it from here up.
Yeah.
And I was like, did they make the bottle black? That sucks because
But
you
look
can't
at
see
the-
the color, but it's beautiful.
Look at the brand. And so professionally I'm a fundraiser.
Pam's
So I
here.
raise money for a living.
Yay!
OMG.
Is it the same bottle?
OMG.
It is the same bottle.
OMG, you've
It
got
is
to
the
be
same bottle, but
kidding
they
me.
emboss it.
You've
So it's
got
not the
to
same
be
bottle.
kidding me.
Look
And
at
that one is like a hair.
Taller.
Did I
think it's
see-
the
It's a
did I-
optical
different
illusion.
cork. It's a different
It's what it
cork.
is.
Did you
Okay,
guys
okay.
know?
It could be an optic illusion. Could be
No,
optic-
it's the same.
No, it's the same bottle.
I didn't even know.
I
till-
agree. It's the
till
Did
same
you
bottle.
know?
This moment, I was
I
like,
didn't even know.
wait a second. I think E.H. Taylor's next. Everyone say hi to Pam. I think
We were
it's
doing
the
a,
same.
I was doing
Hey,
a
Pam.
barrel pick in November
Hi,
about
Pam.
strong spirits.
That's my mom.
And they brought in all these bottle designs. And of course, I'm not going to, divulge any proprietary
Okay, I cannot
secrets,
get
but
over
I
this.
got to see the confiscated bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kentucky Owl.
yeah, they brought in all these bottles, and we got to pick what we were going to put our rye into. But yeah, they were it's
Now,
interesting.
I will say this. This has a deeper bottom.
Base.
So it's
Super
close.
Yeah, it's very close. I would say this is modeled off of this bottle.
Yeah, I would say
I
so.
would tell you that I love Colonel A.H. Taylor.
Oh,
I just have a little
yeah.
something going on with Colonel A.H. Taylor. A
Oh.
little something.
Well, he's a very important man.
I know he is. And his homestead is in Frankfurt.
That's true.
And has just been purchased. And there's going to be a $2 million investment in it to turn it into a bed and breakfast.
Did
and
you
all
guys
kinds
know
of
this?
things
I didn't know
downtown.
this.
Yes.
His
Well,
ancestors run a bread and breakfast.
when living in Frankfurt, there
I
you
had
go.
no idea.
I went to the Buffalo Trace, and E.H. Taylor will be poured at Bourbon on the Banks. I
yeah.
specifically requested
That's
it be
why
poured.
it's next.
She knew.
That's why it's next.
I love the product. I have it. I had no idea. Because I'm so ignorant and new and everything else. When I walked into a local retail store here in town, and I said, "What's hot and new?" They said, "We just got 3 of these in." I said, "Oh, I'll take one." It was.
She was like,
I went, I don't need to think about this. So as soon as the thought compiled in my brain and spit out of my mouth, I
I'm
was
gonna
ready to
get
go.
that.
What we got? What we got? What
What
we
do we
got?
got?
Bill's here.
Oh, hi, Bill.
Whiskey Dictionary.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, Bill! Yay!
We love you, Bill.
I love your friends.
He says he's jealous of this new Riff single barrel.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh,
So, Bill, another channel here to check out on YouTube, the Whiskey Dictionary, the Whiskey Dick. Go check him out. I'm sure we have a lot of shared subscribers and viewers. So
Most of you probably already know.
Yeah, always good to see other people stopping in. That's great.
So I
Hi,
believe
Bill.
this E.H. Taylor will be our final pour.
Mhm.
Yes.
Correct.
Will Chad have to stand up again? Will you have
So-
to restart the camera? Let's find out.
Let's find out. No one knows.
breaking news.
So go ahead and get your Glencairn clean if you got one.
Here we go. Here we go.
He likes our bell greeting.
I'm not giving up my Glencairn, whatever's in there. I'm not sharing.
So this is the small batch. Of course, they have the single barrel. They have the
Oh, man,
the
this is
foolproof.
wonderful.
They
you know,
have the
cast
four
strength.
grain. They
Line.
have
Four
the
grain.
tornado. They have
Tornado.
the
4 grain.
the seasoned wood. They
Seasoned
have
wood,
the
4 grain.
It's
yeah.
a quiz.
So I recently read an article, and I will tell you, and maybe it's my ignorance, etc., but I like my bourbon neat. Now,
And it's a wonder, admittedly, you being a 1 year into your bourbon journey.
That's unusual.
Another
100
YouTube channel to check out. That's really commendable.
100%.
Yeah.
I love it neat.
Do you have a-
My boyfriend likes his on the rocks.
There you go.
Nothing wrong
So
with that.
we chatted while getting ready. I went to this new to me bar in Seattle called Cannon.
Yes, I was going to ask you earlier to talk about this.
They gave us an iPad, 192 pages on the iPad.
192
all
pages.
all spirits.
Yeah.
He had an Elmer T. Lee. He ordered it neat, and then of course immediately ordered a side of rocks. Elmer T. Lee, $8.
What?
$8.
You didn't mention that part. So tell them about the other
Okay.
whiskeys, like how
People
old.
like get in
There
their car,
are
drive to
whiskeys
Seattle.
on there that are they're Cannon with one N. 192 pages. The most bottles of whiskey in the world. My good friend Charlie Jones, who's president of the Frankfurt Bourbon Society, said this is must go to, must sight see. He ranked it up there with the Space Needle.
I'm not gonna lie,
That's
it's on
huge.
my bucket list now.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like honestly trying, just a short break, trying to decide where to go for our honeymoon. So the options are West Coast, do some wine country, go up to Seattle, do some distilleries and things
Pike's
up there.
Place, original Starbucks. I cannot, if someone said to me tomorrow, Wendy, you're moving to Seattle, I would like, thank you, Jesus. I'm going. I mean, I loved the area was beautiful.
Very cool.
It was gorgeous. The people are friendly and nice. Everyone like us. We would have walked by Cannon if Charlie had not told us about it. It just was very nondescript. The most bourbons, 200 and 300-year-old whiskeys.
What do they
So,
even taste like
when you
in
said-
the bottle?
when you
Stuff
said-
I've never even seen, stuff I've
Yeah.
never even heard about.
I gotta go there.
Right.
I cannot, please.
We could
yeah.
do a video.
Free commercial for Canon.
Canon.
When you first
Yes.
said Canon, I was thinking Canon, like the camera that we're
Sure,
shooting on right
sure.
now. I was like, oh, you went
Spelled the same
to
way.
Canon. That's cool. Would you
Camera shop, yeah, nice.
shop for some cameras or something? No, that's really cool. Do want to also mention, Bill said that he is still in SD, which I imagine is San Diego.
San Diego.
I don't know.
San Diego.
But
Drive north, Bill. Drive
He's-
north. The hookup.
He said that he is going to go live as soon as we finish. So as soon as we finish, hop over to the Whiskey Dictionary on
Go see
YouTube
Bill.
and keep that live chat going.
Going.
Bill, you
Alright?
could have a whole discussion about how to spell Cannon and how to drink Cannon and how to be a Cannon.
C-A-N-N-O-N? C-A-N-O-N?
Yes, yes. Anyone listening on the West Coast, if you have not been to Cannon,
I bet Joseph knows.
it is worth it. It is worth the drive up. Please, please, please go. Go see what I'm talking about, because unless you experience it, and we talked about food at Bourbon on the Banks. The food menu is very unique and special at Cannon as well. I think it probably gets overlooked. But I will tell you, they had
the
some
mic has
amazing.
dropped. That's what they're talking about.
This mic drop?
Yes, look, it's in the frame. Hi, Mike. Hi, microphone.
We're glad you joined us.
Hold
Would you
on.
like
Just
bourbon?
leave it. Just leave it. We're
Let me
almost done.
fix it.
Oh, he's got to fix it. Such a perfectionist.
It's gonna just keep dropping.
It is just going to keep.
I
I'm just
didn't-
like, just
I didn't
leave it.
Tighten it
It's
enough.
being drawn to the liquid.
At no point did I notice it go.
It's like a plant. You know, plants naturally move to water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just wants to be a part of the
Apparently,
the
Mike's
fun.
It's to be
moved
part of the
to
show.
whiskey.
Part of the show.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, so both Tony and Joseph, I think, are familiar with Cannon. So
Oh, there you go.
Tony and Joseph, you should have shared your story with
why
us here.
didn't you tell me?
know.
I would have been out there.
I would highly recommend.
So it's between West Coast, Seattle, like, you know, wine country, doing stuff like that, or Italy. That's a tough one, right? Because I can go out there sometime in a couple of years, but like, when am I going to get to go to Italy again?
Right.
So that is
Italy
the
is
great.
not
Tuscany.
moving.
It's true. Italy is not going anywhere.
No, it's not
This
going
is
to The
the
vines
great
are old
debate.
in Italy.
That's
The
true.
mic is getting ripped off the angel share. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the mic got drunk and
100%.
fell.
So,
We're not sharing though.
closing Closing remarks about why people should go to Bourbon on the Banks. Short, concise. Go.
For those who, I want to speak, more to just the whiskey type community people. This is going to be awesome. You're not going to be able to taste this many whiskeys except here in one place, one round. And also, the food is going to be excellent. Just the what else? The concert. I mean, there's going to be a lot of fun things to do for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't even talk about Friday. We have a huge free event. We're going to transform Broadway into Bourbon Street and have this incredible event where
Circus performers, fire eaters, still
we hired
aerialists.
Friday
night, August 23rd.
we hired the Cincinnati
plus Chad and Sarah.
Right?
That's
We'll
right.
be walking around.
They'll be
hey.
eating fire.
Trying to juggle.
I will not be eating fire.
I'll be drinking
fire water.
I'll be drinking fire.
You guys will be there.
But someone like, I'm a spirit aficionado. I mean, I love spirits. I love a lot of spirits. I mean, Scotch, Irish whiskeys, etc. Not only bourbon, which was my first love. But I like going to those types of events. I have been to a lot of Whiskey Live events and so forth. And there's nothing more fun to be able to taste things that I normally can't afford. I mean, I don't have an unlimited amount of budget, and some of these whiskeys are very expensive, as we all know. I mean,
Whistle Pig.
Whistle
Oh,
Pig.
It's
I mean,
a pretty price tag.
they were
Phenomenal product, worth every dime.
Whistle Pig
But it
sponsored
is-
our event. We
Yeah.
were at the Louisville Bourbon Society about 3 weeks ago, and we asked them, if they would sponsor Wendy and I to go and speak in front of the society and tell them about our the Bourbon on the Banks Festival. And we asked if they could sponsor it with some whiskey product, and boy, did they come through.
They sent the best of the best.
They sent their Boss
4
Hog
bottles,
5.
2 bottles of Boss Hog 5, and 2 bottles of their 15-year rye.
Did
And
you
what
just
was-
say
And-
2 bottles of Boss Hog?
Yeah, that's
And-
$1,000 right there.
That's
Their brand
1,000.
ambassador, Whiskey Nate, came in from New York to join us at the Bourbon Society event.
And what was great about that, all of us who live here in the community, we all know who Dave Pickerel was. And, he lived in our community, went to the University of Louisville. He worked for Maker's Mark for 14 years. He was part of the Renaissance.
Dave.
And then he goes out. This is one of the last whiskeys that he had his hand in. And it was just an honor to taste that juice because I couldn't afford a $500 bottle.
Sure.
I mean, I'm like you all. If I'm going to spend $500, I'm going to spend it on about 10 bottles.
Going to Italy.
Going to Italy.
That's right. Or going to Italy. So
The Boss Hog. I'm still just stuck on that. Yeah.
it is very, very good.
Whistle Pig will have their 4 platform. My take, the novice, the new person to wants to learn, wants to experience, wants to have it and some more. This is when you need to join us, because at this event you're going to be able to taste tried and true familiars, but you're also going to be able to experiment with some craft distillers, some people who are trying to gain entree into the market, trying to learn more, trying to understand their customer's palate. Okay, and you're going to be able to learn. You're going to be able to learn from some of the greatest. You're going to be able to learn from folks who, Dr. Pat Heiss with Wilderness Trail will be there. He's going to he's a microbiologist. He's going to talk about the yeast spill. So all of the intricate parts and components of this industry, this product, what's available and what's out there, you're going to be able to learn. So here's to the novice, here's to the young drinker, here's to the millennial, here's to the Generation Z that's just now experiencing these things. That's why you need to come.
Yeah.
That's why you need to come. Hey, I'm all about Gen X.
There you go.
I'm all about Gen X. So.
Okay. Well,
That was
cool.
good. I like that.
All right, so tickets are available. It is August 22nd to the
24th,
No.
but the ticketed
24th.
event is
The 24th.
August 24th, 5 to 8,
Okay.
Frankfort, Kentucky,
Almost said it right.
downtown. I've had people messaging me about parking. We have asked the Commonwealth Cabinet Secretary Bill Landrum if he will provide us with the state building. So far, we've received positive response. Free parking. Literally, this event is the cost of the ticket, and you will be able to enjoy it. Bourbononthebanks.org.
Yep.
The biggest help you can give us is to share the information with your network, to share it with your friends, and to let them know that you're going to be there. You're going to be
True.
part of this.
There you
Because
go.
bourbon is a family event.
Sure.
That is true, and I know a lot of you guys aren't in the area, but if you know someone in the area who might not know about it, you should tell them to come hang out with us.
Correct. Just like 3 years ago when we got on the ground floor with the New Orleans Bourbon Festival, it's obviously every year it gets bigger, and getting the word out is obviously such a big thing. So we're getting the word out about Bourbon on the Banks this year for its inaugural
year.
That's a
There
hard thing
you
to say,
go.
and we're happy to do so because it's an event that we're looking forward to. And Whiskey Crusaders, check him out. It says, cheers to Boss Hog, great donation and fantastic whiskey. Agreed.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
You know what? I like this bell.
Well,
I love my
That-
triangle. I
that's-
love my triangle.
that's kind of a Scotch test dummies. They have a big.
Oh, they have a bell.
They have a bell. What's more like a cowbell with a what do you call the
Interesting.
pendulum or whatever
A pendulum.
you call it.
It's like bourbon. It's an heirloom bell.
It is. It's
you go.
very cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so thank you, Carl, for posting that. Bourbon on the Banks, August 24th, 2019. Tickets available at bourbononthebanks.org.
He's
right
got
there in the
it.
chat.
It's in
We'll
the
also
chat.
put a link down in the description below. Also, timestamps. I forgot to say this, but timestamps for all the bourbon that we drink will be in a pinned comment down below as well. We want to thank you, Wendy and Matt, for hanging out
Thank
with
you for
us.
having us.
And
This has been amazing.
drinking some great
But
bourbon.
cheers to the audience.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers
I
to
have
the
a little
people
bit
who make
Cheers to
this
you
a
guys.
fun event.
That's
They
right.
do make it fun.
If you want to check out any of our other videos, there's a playlist somewhere here on the screen that you can click on. You can probably click somewhere up here to subscribe. And now I have to stand up to hit the stop button. So excuse me while I do that.
Not a
Oh,
problem,
I don't have to hit
Chad.
this button. Oh, you
Not a
hit that
problem.
button.
And I'm going to mouse over here to the stop button and say, until next time, drink more bourbon awkwardly as I stand here like this.
Cheers.
Cheers.